Hello, and welcome back to take two of the Get You Happy On show today. So thank you so much, all of you, for your patience. This is what we like to call the mojo overload, right? Because both of my energy and our guest's energy, Jade, is super high that we're just overloading the mojo universe right now. And that's something we came up with another show when we had talked to Bruce Barnes and LaDonna Maccabee of Monday Mojo, and we were experiencing the same technical difficulties. And instead of saying something like, oh, technical difficulties, or getting frustrated about that, we decided to call it, mojo overload. So please pause for this mojo reboot. And that's exactly what we did. And I have to say thank you so much to my guest Jade for just her perseverance and wanting just to go through with the troubleshooting steps I sent to her and making it work. So this is part of my creative gift, right? I want to learn from you. What is your creative gift? Like, how have you been able to find and tap into those creative gifts, and how are you using them? I think Jade's story is so fascinating. She is called the Creative Catalyst. She is a professional mixed media artist, entrepreneur, female empowerment and transformation guide. And so I am just so thrilled to have her time today with us and to hear a little bit about her story. So without further ado, please help me welcome Jade to our show. Yay, you made it!
I'm back. I love how you rephrase that instead of the technical difficulties, because I love that. And it just, when we look at things different or use different wording that feels better, it makes a big difference. That's part of all the mindset I talk about. So yeah, I love that. I'm gonna keep that one.
Please do. Yes, because I not only do live streams for myself, like this Get You Happy On show, but I co-host a lot of shows with other people, and I help them with other events. And these things come up. And we had a recent episode this week called Monday Mojo, and our guest talked about positive mindset. I mean, we can have lots of negative thoughts bombarding ourselves, right, all the time, and we gotta counteract that with the more positive words, positive feelings. And like you said, what a difference it makes, right? Okay,
yeah, you can. Absolutely. You can feel it. And all those negative thoughts or limiting, things that we, the script in our mind, it's, my power just did you see that? My power just flicked off. So this is why I go with the flow and listen to nudges and whatever. And I don't know. I try to not take anything too seriously. But anyways, what I was saying was our mindset, a lot of the thoughts that we have are habitual. It's something that we learned or picked up, or we, were taught, and, we do it all the time. So all it is building a new habit and adjusting your words and how you view things. And it makes a big difference. It's like a muscle. The more you practice gratitude and positivity, the more momentum it gets, and it just becomes second nature. So yeah.
I love that. That's a writer downer for sure, Jade. Our mindset is habitual, so we got to interrupt that and find those adjustments as we go along. So awesome. And I just love the work that you do. I'm so attracted to your art. If you saw the thumbnail image just now, I just took a little screenshot of one of your pieces because I thought it was so beautiful, so cosmic and galactic. That's the only thing I can think of. You help me explore the universe, right, with the colors that you bring in, and it just feels like galactic. That must be spirit checking in on us.
I don't know. Like I said, I know actually a lot of other people, it's like when they have that energy, it just causes little malfunctions, but that's okay. Just go with it. Um, yeah, sorry.
Indeed. So I wanted to say, I love your artwork, and I just find your background, your journey. Talk to us a little bit about that, because you spent 15 years in the kind of beauty industry, right? Working with women, enhancing their features, bringing out the best in them. So how did it evolve into this mixed media art that you're doing now? And and you're showcasing your work. I'm going to pull up your website in just a few minutes, but like you're showcasing your beautiful work. Like, how has that journey evolved?
Yeah, so it's when I painted before, it was completely different. I painted like landscapes and florals, and I was very much in my mindset was that perfectionism and always trying to be better and like it wasn't good enough, kind of thing. But I loved it. Like it's always been a joy of mine and something that comes natural. And then yeah, after doing the being in the beauty industry for so long, I had personal things, big things change in my life, and I moved. And it's it kind of happened by accident, but I don't believe in coincidences anymore. I was working on building my clientele for my artwork, and that takes a while, when you first move to a new place. And, anyways, I was working on my mindset. I invested in myself and hired a mentor to really kind of help me because I've just had a lot of pain and struggle in my life. And I don't know, it just called to me. And so I was taking that mentorship and I started painting again just because I had no plans for any of this. But since letting go of so many beliefs that didn't serve me and really just working on self-love and self-care, and my spirituality and what that looks like, what that means to me, my art completely evolved because I evolved. I'm different. So my gift is coming out differently. And it's so much it's a better feeling. Like it always felt good before, but it was kind of my way of coping. This is pure just playing. Like it's really tapping into when we're children and we get excited about certain things and we're so enthusiastic and we don't care about, this and that. We just be like we're just us. And so when I paint, I don't think. I just feel and I just go with it, like I don't have an image in mind when I paint before I start. I have a feeling, that I'm tuned into. I pick a song that I feel like goes with it or a song that just makes me happy. Like there's really no rhyme or reason. It's all intuitive, like what feels good today. And I pick colors that just make me excited that day. And then I put that song on a loop, one song, and it plays over and over again. So each painting that I have has a specific song that goes to it. And it's just intuitive painting. And so, yeah, it looks completely different because I'm not in my head. I'm just feeling gratitude and love and just being present, yeah, so it's very different, but I call it intuitive painting because there is no design that I have in mind. It's just feeling. And I really like tune into, like I connect with myself and I connect with, my higher power to God and let it flow and just play. It's all about like self-expression and just having fun. So it's just as much a surprise for me as it is for you to see what's created and what happens.
So beautiful, Jade. Because I was going to ask you, what's your muse? But I love how you introduce this energy, like you've got a song that you're thinking of, and
Mhm.
it plays on a loop. So like you're infusing that song,
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
lyrics into like your movement, I suppose, right? With a
yeah.
paintbrush and the paints and how that's going to go in this painting.
Mhm.
Um, do you ever write like a little like story with each piece that you're commissioned, just to kind of let the buyer know, like, okay, like how this formed? Like, do you include like this was painted to the song?
Yeah, so I do that with all my pieces. And I don't think there's any right or wrong way. I know a lot of artists who don't want to write a description because they want the viewer to see what they see, what they feel. For me, it's my way of sharing my journey, and oh, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. So I write a description about each painting and what kind of came through to me or what it means to me, but it doesn't start that way. Like I don't intend for it to be that. It comes through as I'm going, as I'm in the process. And it's amazing. It's really, really amazing to hear what other people see in my artwork, what they feel and what comes through. And like I said, it's a way of me sharing my journey. Personal growth and development and spirituality for me, it's an ongoing journey. I intend to always be learning and studying and growing as a person. And yeah, so I take you with me. Like I'm not, way ahead and then showing you what I did. Like you're there with me on this journey. And so I love being able to share that with people and just being my authentic self. And I've had a lot of really amazing connections with people by doing that. And I think when we can show up as our authentic self, it allows other people to do the same. And, it's just knowing too that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. No one is, and I'm not, and that's okay. My art's not for everybody, but the people that it speaks to, like they find me, or the art just finds them. Like, do you know how many paintings I've sold because they randomly just came across it and they're like, I don't know what it is, but tell me more about this. And so I do. And, I had one of my butterfly paintings that reminded her of her grandmother that she took care of, and butterflies were her favorite. And, I had someone the other day say, like, they saw like an angel, in my painting. You know, it's just interesting what other people see, and that's for them to interpret. And yeah, I really love it. I really, really love it. Like even the songs, um, not all the time, but sometimes they significantly mean something to someone, and they had no idea that that was even a part of it. So all this stuff, it's not coincidences. I believe it happens for a reason. And yeah, so I do. I always have a description. I don't usually share the song until people buy it or if they ask or whatever. But yeah, there's lots with my artwork. There's a lot more to it than just painting. So it's been amazing for me. I never really imagined my art going in this direction, but I think that's why it took me till now, because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in my gift. And so, yeah, I'm just really grateful to be in this place in my life, and I just can't wait to see what happens next.
Congratulations, Jade. So well deserved. And I'm so happy to see you. Like, you truly are like in your element, right? And it's so beautiful to
Yeah.
witness that
Oh,
you can
thank
get these
you.
downloads. You can be internally inspired, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
come from outside, it's coming from inside of you.
it
And that's
is.
so like amazing to recognize.
And that's the biggest thing that I've learned these past 2 years of like really like focused energy on self-reflection and healing and all of that is everything that we're seeking is already inside of us. A lot of times we seek outside of us for external people, places, or things to make us feel happy or to feel loved or special. But if you can just see that in yourself, each and every one of us are special. We all have gifts, and those aren't by accident either. And, when you can just be happy wherever you're at, again, gratitude, if you can just be happy, even you have a bed, you have clean water to drink. Like, it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you can find something to be grateful for. And when you find that inside of you, it shows on the outside of you. For anyone who wants to check out, somewhere in my news feed, I have a picture of me before, like 2 years ago, and me now. And there might even be some pictures in between, but you can literally heal from the inside out. But you have to look within, and not everyone's, it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable to look at yourself and admit things that maybe aren't going right, or that you could do differently or whatever. But when you do that inner work, everything inside you, outside of you, around you will get better. It really, really will. And I'm grateful to finally be in that place in my life. And like I said, it's ongoing. I'm not perfect by any means, nor will I ever say that I am, but we're perfectly imperfect. Like, you to your core was created. You're created that way for a reason. So, said, I don't know if that makes sense, the perfectly imperfect, but that's the best way I know kind of how to put it. But yeah, for me, getting
Totally.
uncomfortable and looking within, only then can I help people in this way. Because I've always wanted to help people, and I've always done my best doing that, even if it was just giving a manicure, But when you're really struggling, people, you're not even struggling, just existing, Like, for a long time, I was in survival mode. And I know a lot of people who are just existing. And I just think life's meant to be so much more. And when you do the inner work, we're meant to be thriving, and that's when you're your best self, that's when you can help people the most, So I that's I'm like living my dream, being able to paint and help people. Like, it's it's incredible, and I'm so, so grateful. But yeah, I'm proud of myself for doing the work, and that I will continue to do it, because I know I'm meant to inspire and empower people, and I can only do that when I take care of me. So it's a balance. I don't know. I hope it's making sense.
Yes, it does. And I'm so grateful to be crossing paths with you on this journey. And big shout out to Tanae Kosmina, who got us together.
Yeah.
And we did another separate interview with you, and it's just wonderful to have you here and to be part of your journey. And going back to your artwork, I mean, this is so cool. This is so cool that we can wear your art. So I want to take
Yes.
a moment and shift gears for a little bit and
Yeah.
share.
Actually, I have one of my shirts
Oh my
on.
gosh!
So this is one of my paintings. It's called, I think this one is called Ride the Wave, and it is to a lovely owner in California. But this is one of my tops. But yeah, there's all sorts of wearable art clothing that I'm offering now.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm so thrilled because I had been looking at this website even a few months ago and was kind of curious about how it all worked. And here you are, like having your own store. So I got to show everybody the website and what's available. So give me one moment. I'm going to share the screen. And I'd love for you to walk us through it, Jade. How did you come across this, and how it's like helped build your business? So there, can you see the screen now? This is the
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
beautiful. All right. So the website, everyone, is on the screen. It's Les Galeriste. It's French. I hope I said that right. .com, and Jade's store is the.jade.breanne.collective. And look at this beautiful painting here.
Yeah, you can see it in my background too. It's like right behind me. That one's called Overcome, and that's been a really popular one. So yeah, I don't have all of my paintings on here. I'm kind of still in my testing phase, but and I think at the top, because they're working on the website, so part of it's not totally organized, but there are sizes from like extra small to, I think, 3X. There's,
There's children's stuff
cardigans.
too. Oh no,
Yeah, there's. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought there's children's sizes, but this is really children at play.
Yes, yes, that's the name of the painting. So it has like the name of the painting, with every piece. And I think you can click on the pieces in the artwork piece on certain pages, and it might have like a description or whatever. But there's all sorts of, the dresses, the shirts. They have active wear now that they just came out with.
I know these are
Um,
joggers. Look how cute these joggers
yeah,
are.
the joggers are super comfortable. I've really loved everything, and I really just feel good in this clothing. Like this is feel good, like high vibing clothing. So like the energy that people see and feel in my artwork it's transmuted into like my prints, into the clothing. So you can really feel it. And I've been studying more on this too, even about how colors have their own vibration, and I used to wear a lot of black, and that's just what I felt good in. That's what I was drawn to. And looking back in my life, those were when I wasn't happy, and it's interesting now how I don't wear black very often. It feels different to me, but when I wear this clothing or bright colors, I just feel better. So, I don't know. I think it's a really fun way to express yourself with clothing and makeup and all of that. So you might as well wear something that makes you feel really good. And to every person, that's going to be different. And that's what I love. I love our differences. I love people being different because, that's we're meant to connect and learn from each other. And so I know, like my clothing's very bold. It's very bright, but that's part of my mindset and what I want to help, everyone, but especially women and children. It's really just near and dear to my heart is to not suppress yourself. Like just be bright, be bold, be the beautiful you that you are. And yeah, express yourself. So it's been really fun to be able to do that in the clothing now. And yeah, I have a ton of ideas. There's so much more to come, but this is what I've been playing around with. And I do have dual citizenship, but I live in Canada now, and so I do love that this is made in Canada, in Montreal, and yeah, it's been great. And it found me. So you're like, how did you find this? It's really honestly stuff just like how we met. It's just the unfolding, the following the breadcrumbs, and I just knew. I was like, man, I would love for my artwork to be on clothing. And then boom, like I found this and I'm like, okay, like that's how my life is now. It's like, what would I love? And go with the flow, but also because I'm very goal oriented, like I do have very, big goals in mind, the impact that I want to make. But there's something very, very important about just being present and being grateful for where you are right now. So I love where my business is at right now. I can't wait for the growth. I'm actually going through some rebranding and having a new website being built, and oh, it's going to be so pretty, and I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm also just my life's really good right now. So if nothing ever changed, that'd be okay too. So
Well, look what I came across, Jade. Here's an Olivia
oh,
wrap dress
yes!
in the Overcome painting.
Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't even think of that. That's the painting that you love. And then yeah, it's
I
got your name
remember.
all over it.
And it has my name, and it's a style of dress that I like, the wrap dresses. So I guess it found me.
I see, that's how it works. That's just how it works. And yeah, I do love the wrap dresses. They're so flattering for different like body shapes and sizes too. That's one thing with my website. I can't wait. I want to have, female models of, different cultures and sizes and shapes. And, I want, so my website will be different, but yeah, I want it to be clothing that people just feel really good in and can feel empowered, but be comfortable at the same time. Like I like to be cozy. Like I love to be comfortable. So I feel like it's a really good balance.
You know what? I've looked at this painting before, right? Like this is the one of the
Mhm.
pieces that I absolutely loved in your collection. and I've looked at it, and like for today, for the very first time, I'm actually noticing it's a butterfly in the corner. Like I can see the
Ah,
wings and I can see the fluttering movement, but I never picked up on that before up until now.
yeah. See, that's so
That's what
especially
art does, right? Art
I
does all these interpretations. The more you look at it, the more you look at it, the more
yeah.
shift your perspective or shift the angle. Like I'm just now like, what? There's a butterfly there the whole entire time.
Oh, I love that. See, and that it just lights me up. It just excites me. I love hearing about other people's experiences with my art. And really, if you see it in person, um, there's so many details and layers. The more you look at it, the more you will discover. Like I feel like it takes people on a journey, and it does too. Like it looks very different depending on the lighting or time of day, but um, was lucky enough to deliver one of my commissioned pieces to someone in California and watch her open it. And it was like the longer she looked at it, she was like, "Oh, but look at this," and "Oh, I didn't notice that." And it's just really fun for me. There are a lot of different, so it's not just acrylic paint. I have fun with it. So I have like charcoal. I have like paint pens, like markers. There's the acrylic paint. I always do texture. There's different kinds of texture on them too. So yeah, it definitely, it's a lot to take in. So I think it just takes people, a while. But I love that, Olivia. I love that you saw that now and didn't before. And I don't know, that's pretty cool.
And I asked if they were still available, and you're like, nope, it's one of a kind. Like all your pieces, right? I mean,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
I asked you to duplicate or recreate it, like you're like, no, like it came from when it came and it's one of a kind. And you're like, just, and I think you replied to me just like you, Olivia. So like,
Well, that's what I tell people. Like, really, if we could look at ourselves that way, we are a one of a kind, and you couldn't. This goes back to the people pleasing or the perfectionism. For so long, I tried to fit in or mimic or whatever, and it's like you can't do it right because you can't be another person no matter how hard you try. You have to just be you. You are one of a kind, and that's all these paintings. If you asked me to do the same one again, it wouldn't happen. It's impossible. It cannot be replicated in that sense. Yes, there's prints and whatever, but I could not remake, I couldn't create another original just like another one. So yeah, one of a kind. I love that. That's actually, well, that's one of the messages that I write for people. So when you buy an original from me, um, the way it's delivered and everything, it's like wrapping Christmas presents for me. I put so much love into, my artwork, but every step of it. So I always write, a thank you when someone purchases an original, and it's on handmade paper that I make. And that's part of it is it's all a work of art. It's all a one of a kind, just like you. Like Olivia, you are a work of art. You are you. You are one of a kind. And that's something, like that's amazing when you stop and look at it like that. So if we could just see ourselves through the eyes of love and accept other people for how they are and look at them through the eyes of love, it makes a really big, it changes everything. So um, yeah, I love our uniqueness. It's something that I used to be scared of being different. And I'm just at that point in my life where I'm ready to rip off the Band-Aid. Like I'm me. Like this is what you get. And that's going to look different from day to day, but I can guarantee you will always get the true, like authentic version of me, at that time. But
I love it, Jade. And I love what you said just now. And I think that's the reason why I wear my heart glasses, right? Because I do love to see others in their best light. I want to see the good in them. I see everything with
mhm,
loving eyes, right? And so
yes.
I think that's
Yeah.
why I wear these
I love
extremely big
that.
heart glasses.
I love them. Like that's when I first saw you and you had those, I was like, I always wanted to do that. Like I always wanted like fun, like glasses, like the heart shape, like sunglasses or whatever. But I felt too like, weird or whatever. And I didn't. And now I've actually been looking for some. I just haven't found the right ones. But I think you doing that is I think things like that are a beacon for other people. Like I said, it allows them to be themselves too. So I love your glasses. And yeah, I have always looked at other people and saw, I think, the best in them. For me, the biggest part of my growth was treating myself with the same love and respect that I treated everybody else with. And there is a difference between seeing people through love and accepting them as they are and being a doormat too. You can be loving to people and accepting of them, and set healthy boundaries. So that's an important part of it too. But yeah, I'm grateful that I see myself in this light now and that I can set that example for my son. Oh my gosh, I was gonna like bring on the tears. Like I want to be that model for my son because he's so gifted. He's so brilliant and amazing. And I want him to see himself in that light, like I can tell him all day long, but I tell him, I said, I love you and you're amazing and all these things. But I said, I can't wait for the day that you know you're amazing, that you believe in yourself. Because that's what changed my life. And that was, finding my spirituality again, just my faith. So it changed everything. And I'm grateful that I can be an inspiration to other people. Because there's nothing, I wasn't created any better than anybody else or any less than anyone else. I think we're all created equal. And so I think everyone should feel that that's special, and like I said, embrace their gifts. And yeah, anyways,
Well, beautiful, Jade. Oh my gosh, thank you. I was going to ask, how does your son respond, right, to your artwork and to what you're doing now? And I feel like he's also inspiring you in so many ways. So,
oh, he is. And I'm learning from him all the time. It's not always just parents teaching the kids. Like I learn a lot from him and his uniqueness and the way he sees things. So he's actually, he's on the spectrum and he has a different perception of things. And that has been a gift. And I know not everybody would say that, but I truly believe it's been a gift for me, for him you see things differently and you learn to appreciate things differently. But yeah, he's brilliant. So I can't wait to see what he does. And I just hope, like, I know him and I have always been very, very close. And he has an entrepreneur mind like me. Like that is in him. And his imagination is absolutely incredible. And so I know he's always watching me, even if he gives me a little hard time or, like whatever. I know he really looks up to me. And just since I've been on this personal growth journey, I've seen changes in him too, and he's thinking differently. And so that's part of it is you can't just talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. And especially with kids, they learn by example, like a lot. And so I just hope, I'm just trying to be the best mom I can be, like
you're
I
an
said.
amazing mom. Oh my gosh, you're an amazing mom, Jade. And you're exactly right. Like, kids pick up on the littlest nuances. And what a gift it is that you are working yourself so you can be the best version of yourself for him and to
Yeah.
model that at a very early age, right? He doesn't have
Yeah.
to wait until,
Yeah. Yeah.
teenage.
I mean, all the stuff that I'm learning now, like I didn't start understanding a lot of these things or myself until I was 33. I'm 35 now. If he can accept himself and embrace his gifts and just be confident and not not let other people's, opinions weigh him down so much, but, still keep his heart open. If he can learn all these things about mindset and just himself, um, at a young age, his life is going to look way different. Like I'm grateful that I can do that for him. And that's what got me started on all of this. Yes, it was for me. And like my life was not in a good place and my health was really poor, but it was really for him. Like I wanted to be he needed to have at least one healthy parent. And, I why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't I do that? And so I changed everything, as scary as it was. I took that leap of faith and changed everything in my life. And that was the best thing I ever could have done. So it was for him, for sure. And now I continue to do the work, not only for him, but for everybody. Like we're here to connect and we're here to serve, we're here to help one another and I don't know, maybe just understand each other a little bit more. But
Well, you are the creative catalyst. I mean, I just so see that in you, and I encourage everyone to follow you on Facebook. So this is the JBC.111. So it stands for the Jade Breanne Collective. So please follow Jade on Facebook because she is so full of Jadeisms. You've heard it so many just today about how everything that you're seeking is already inside of you. You've already got it, right? And I
Mhm.
have a couple slides here, Jade, because I was going through your Facebook and I just love the quotes. So I'm going to bring
Okay.
up the slides
Yeah.
because I think many of people who are watching this are be like, I don't have what it takes. So I don't know how to be
Mm.
creative. So I'm hoping that these quotes, these Jadeisms, will just help to convey a message of inspiration and perhaps, just an opening inside of you. So I'm going to pull up these quotes and, maybe Jade, you can elaborate on some of them further for us.
Sure.
All right. So here we go. I'm just going to cue it up here.
And I want to mention too, while you're pulling that up, follow my personal page too. Just look up my name, Jade Olszewski, because I actually have a lot more on there. But yeah, don't let your past define you. Um, this is something I talk about a lot, the refining. So I had a really rough past, time and time and time again. There was a lot of pain in my life. And I carried that with me. And I believed all these things that I was told or were done to me or, whatever. And I finally realized like that's really living in the past. And, I think every day, every moment is a fresh start, or it can be if you choose for it to be. But we get to write our own story. And sometimes all those things that happen to us, the way I perceive it now is God, my higher power, like whatever word you use to call it, things happen to us sometimes so that we can be broken enough to be built back up, but to let some stuff just be. You don't have to pick it back up again. Someone tells you you're too much and you catch it. You catch that belief and you take it with you and you think, oh, I'm too much. I'm too this, I'm too that. Just let it go. You are not your past. You're not what other people think of you. Um, but the refining is a beautiful process. And I think about gold. So there's gold in all of my paintings, and it's on all like the edges of my paintings. That's just like one of my signature marks. And it's because I think of the process of refining gold, where it can be subjected to intense heat. And then all the impurities can rise to the surface and be scraped off, and you're left with pure, you know, 24 karat gold or whatever. So if we just look at when contrast shows up in our life or things that are a little rough or whatever, there is a lesson or a blessing in it. It's happening for you. Instead of saying, I used to say, why is this happening to me? Why, and now just switching one word, this is happening for you. It has a different feeling about it and you can kind of shift your perspective. And so I guess, just come to understand the refining is for your highest good. And yeah, you get to write your own story. So that's kind of what that one's about.
Love that, Jade. Oh my gosh. Is it a lesson or a blessing? Yes. What a great
Yeah.
frame that is, too.
Which
And
really, it's all a blessing because when you learn a lesson, I mean, that's a gift that you don't, hopefully you learn and you don't keep repeating it. Like me, I kept repeating a lot of things. So yeah, anyways, that little shifts like that can make a really big difference.
this is
The
my
thing,
favorite. The things that excite you are not random.
yeah, I just really believe there's so much truth to it. And, like I said, the like art and all those things excited me, like your glasses, like love, like just there's so many things that excite me. But then, especially as a child, like I think we're very in tune to all of that. And then as we get older, we're kind of taught through various ways to, think realistic, you got to grow up, all these things. And I get that to an extent, but why can't you keep, as long as they're not unhealthy, like there's things that could excite you that aren't good for you, right? Like I'm talking about the things that make your soul sing, that just really bring you so much joy. That doesn't necessarily have to be your career. Like I made art my career, but make time for it. Like what's something you loved doing as a kid? And when was the last time you did it? For me, it was even just walking around in the fields and exploring and stuff like that. And it's like I wasn't really making time to do that anymore. And it's really important for me to just get out in nature and make time for that. And that's kind of reconnecting to my inner child. But yeah, the things that bring you joy, I don't think it's coincidence, and it's part of your path. It's part of who you were created to be.
I think
Yeah.
that flows really nicely, like following your joy and then following that guide, intuition,
Yeah.
inner being, God, whatever it is that you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's what I do. There's a book, I have it here. It's called The Having. And this is kind of talking about money and stuff. And I read a lot of different books, but at one point it talks about the red light, green light. Like you can feel in your gut if something is like, I don't know, or if it's like, absolutely, and it's just about tuning in with that, with everything, like listening to your gut about, certain situations or people or whatever. And like I said, I'm trying to find the right words, but there is a difference between, your gut and say like conversations with God or whatever. But all I'm saying is listen and tune in. And I believe that it will guide you to what you're here to do, your purpose. But it's important. We're always told, have all these voices from, parents and family and friends and just, media, society, whatever. But how often do you really just listen to you and go with it and not worry about what other people think? And the more I tune in, um, I feel like I'm more and more me, and I'm able to go with the flow. I'm not forcing things so much. There's not as much resistance. Like life is getting easier, and that's kind of nice, like it's way better than how I was living before. Like I said, I wasn't living. This is living to me. Yeah. And knowing your worth. Absolutely. That's that inner work. um, Seeing yourself through the eyes of love and knowing what's okay and what's not okay. And still, again, having accepting for other people where they're at in their journey, or if they don't like you or whatever. We're all mirrors. So when someone is having that issue with you, it's might not be you, it's something with them. But anyways, just don't settle for less than you know you're worth. I settled so much in my life, and I'm just done with it, like I know what I'm worth and I'm sticking to it and I know it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. But yeah.
So beautiful, Jade. I just had to include this in because you've got the most, I mean, you are putting these quotes on top of your artwork, and it's just really just so cohesive message, and you have a gift for that. So I want to make sure that everybody follows you.
Oh, thank you. I
To be
appreciate
inspired
that.
too. And this is Jade's Facebook page. So she's open to connecting. So find her
Mhm.
on Facebook and for more inspiration. And if I may, Jade, this is the Get You Happy On show. And so I always like to tie in some sort of humor, right, and happiness theme. And
Yeah.
I'd like to share a cartoon of the day with you, if I may. So I'm going to show
Oh,
this
for
screen.
sure.
So
Love
here we
it.
go. So go ahead and read this cartoon.
Okay, it says, I express my artistic side by decorating our cover plate. Creative outlet. Yeah, like it's, I love that. I mean, I'm an artist, so I see everything as like art. So I love that. That's funny. Um, let's see, cartoon, humorpoint.com. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I like
So
it.
one of my previous guests that I interviewed for the show, his name is Robert Bostic. So he's the creator of the world's first perfect cartoon search engine. And that's one of the tools of Humor Point, right? And so I
Okay.
love to share you through the website. You can look up, funny artist type cartoons that maybe you can include in your Facebook post. But there's
Yeah.
so many, and I had to settle on this one because I just thought it was like so expressive. Because we do
Yeah.
need a creative outlet, right? I think all of us need, in some way, shape, or form, whatever it is, find it. So because it's part of that soul work, right? The
Yeah.
creative outlet, whether it's painting, music, art, writing, whatever it is, you got to tap into it and make time
Oh,
for it. Make time for
cooking,
the play and
Mhm.
self-expression that you talked about earlier just now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, cooking, is
Cooking,
an
yes.
art, there's so many avenues that a person can take, and I think it is really, really important for sure. Oh, I love it.
And I don't know, like, I mean, just like your artwork, these cartoons have a way of like drawing you in, and the more you look at it and analyze it, right? Because
I know
if
that's
you,
why I keep, like, looking at it.
so I'll zoom in because I, if you look closely at even those props,
Oh!
they have expressions,
Like, I
like
didn't even notice some of that I didn't even see before.
right,
With,
like
like, the
they're like
pie.
the mouth and the eyes, yeah.
There's, like, a, like, firecracker down there. There's, like, all sorts of different things in that
And I'm not
image, yeah.
sure if there's like a piece of blueberry pie. That to me looks like blueberry pie, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it represents in the corner. But
Yeah, a little alien at the top or something.
yes, the alien eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
So
cool.
fun. Because cartoonists, right? I mean, they have a sense of humor too. And I love the little expressions on the socket faces. I thought that was really clever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know, and it looks like to me, when I first see it, like, it looks like I saw the faces and it's like almost performers on a stage is like what it looks like to me, like the curtains, are open and I don't know. I don't know, but that's kinda like their art too. It's like how many different ways do people see this one comic and see it differently, Like that's what's fun about it too. Love it.
Awesome. I try to match a cartoon with every guest and their topic. And so I'm glad this one like resonated with you.
Oh, cool. That's fun, Olivia.
So I'll share it one more time and then we'll move on. Awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out, humorpoint.com.
I'll
Gotta have
send you the
humor,
link. Yeah.
we should find a way to laugh every day. Humor
Yes,
is
and that's why I created this live stream so that we could get the laughs in. We'll get the stories and the laughs and the humor and all the lessons and blessings, right?
yeah.
Jade, I know it's coming up on dinner time, and so I just want to say thank you so much for being so generous and coming on and sharing a little bit about yourself and the inspiration for your art. And I just hope this discussion will help other people find their creative outlet and really just pay attention to that higher power because, like you said, we're all one of a kind. We all have things that excite us, and whatever excites us will bring us joy. And that may be our creative gift that we need to express.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me and like working with me and my um the what do you call it?
Mojo overload.
The mojo overload that we had. And thank you to all your viewers for being patient and supporting Olivia. And yeah, please, I would love to connect. I love connecting with people. So reach out to me. You can follow me. I always have, like I said, a ton of like inspirational and empowering posts on my Facebook page. And it's an ongoing journey in developing. So why don't you join me and we'll see what happens.
Exactly. So this is an open invitation to connect. And really, honestly, like, the more we can connect with like-minded folks, the better. And so I think um, just to brighten up your news feed, go follow Jade.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, brighten up the gloom and doom with some, happy, beautiful paintings and quotes. So this is her Facebook link right here, and invite you to check out her artwork that's on the JadeBreanneCollective.com. And then check out the wearable art because I think that's really, really unique. So if you're interested
Yeah.
in,
Mhm.
beautiful artwork as a dress or a scarf or a cardigan, be sure to check out her storefront on Les Galeristes. So there you have it. All right, we're going to close this out, but thank you so much, and we'll see you all next week for another fabulous episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching Get Your Happy On. Have you enjoyed today's episode? I invite you to comment. So please share with us your thoughts and ideas in the comments. We'll be checking and would love to reply back to you. Please also connect. Connect with each of our amazing special guests and connect with each other here in the comments as well. This is a great way to network and to make new friends. And finally, collaborate. I would love to find ways to collaborate with you or help you to find collaborations with vast people in my network. So remember, comment, connect, and collaborate. Thank you again. See you next week.